Hi, good morning. I'm Audrey Rakow. I'm the Director of Lebanon County Probation Services. I am here this morning to present a request regarding continuing county adult probation and parole grant from PCCD for fiscal year 22-23. They're running a little late this year. The grant runs from July 1st of 2022 through June 30th of 2023. And the grant award this year is going to match what was offered last year. It's $81,527. There was some hopes that it would be a higher amount, and that has not worked out. So we're hopeful that maybe next year that will occur.
And we typically apply for a lot more. So the formula is that this is what we get.
This is what we get, yeah. So grant applications are due on February 8th, and as last year, I designated the funds to go toward staff salary, specifically for management this year because we are working on a contract. We've done a lot over the past couple of years to address the discrepancies between management and the union staff salary increases. And so I'm hoping that if there is a big difference in increases, we could utilize this to maybe offset some of that. In all reality, the grant will probably expire before we get a decision on the contract anyway, but so then all of it would be utilized for current salaries. Do you have any questions?
Let's get a motion on the floor. We'll see.
Second.
Okay, any questions? If not, all in favor of this motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
So anyway, they continued to negotiate this over the last several months, and I'm pleased that we're here today with I believe it's a resolution, that being contracting with Busgen Davis law firm as well as attorney Josh Harshberger to handle these conflicts on a per month contracted basis for 8 in case of Busgen Davis, 8 cases per month, and attorney Harshberger 6 cases per month for respectively $8,000 per month and $6,000 per month. That we believe will resolve this. There are approximately an average of about 160 cases a year of conflict that have had to be assigned. Steph provided a quick email on that. In 2018 it was 181, 2019 194, 2020 173, and 2021 162. So maybe the average is a little more like 170. These contracts would provide for 168 cases of coverage per year. So it's right there.
Thanks for getting that. That makes it very clear for me it did. Thank you.
So initially, Steph had provided basically a letter of agreement with these entities. I spoke with our solicitor, Attorney Warner, to see. I believe that they should probably be a contract form between the commissioners and the firms. Dave agreed. However, Dave being a partner in the firm Busgen Davis, I didn't certainly ask him to draft them, and that was a conflict right there. So instead, our assistant solicitor Tom Long worked on the last 2 days on getting a contract in place, basically from the information that Steph had in the letter to the firms. So you have those in hand. Admittedly, there are still a couple of changes and tweaks to those, a couple of wording, a spelling here and there. And in the case of attorney Harshberger, I have duplicate contracts here, but it mentions that he wouldn't be
appointed to represent independency cases, but he will continue to represent independency cases.
So we'll
as well.
strike that from it. That doesn't really prevent him from it, and we don't want to prevent him from doing it. So with that, again, you have these contracts with Busgen Davis for $8,000 per month to handle up to 8 conflict cases for the court, and with attorney Josh Harshberger to handle for $6,000 a month up to 6 cases. In addition, sorry, I just want to be clear on the rest of it. In addition to the $1,000 per case, if a case goes to trial, but not including during jury selection time, if a case goes to trial, they would be paid $400 per half day.
Correct.
So sometimes they go quickly, I guess, and that's why the half-day increment.
Correct.
So while on its face it's the $168,000 for the year, it could go up depending on some of them go to trial. And I really don't have a sense of how often that happens. I don't know if you do or not.
Historically, we had a lot of trials, but much more recently, this past trial term, we had one case that we believed was going to trial, and on the morning of jury selection, a guilty plea was entered, and we had 0 trials.
Oh my goodness.
So that seems to have been the trend, I believe, since our current district attorney took office. The number of trials has decreased significantly.
So
I'll make a
Seek a motion.
motion to approve contracts with both Buzzkin Davis in the amount of $8,000 and Josh Harshberger in the amount of $6,000
Per month.
per month. Yeah, and plus the other fees and things outlined in the contract.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve these contracts. Any questions?
I just want to again say appreciate the efforts of
Yes.
part of Judge Tillwalk and
Thank
as
you.
the court administrator for hammering this out, because it could have been, and I think in other counties simply becomes the commissioner's problem, and they stuck with it. Appreciate that.
Greatly appreciated, thank you.
Yes, Jim?
Yeah, several questions. Is that funding coming out of the general fund?
Yes.
State general fund. And you gave some numbers there, which I appreciate, for 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021. It looks like in 3 of those 4 years that the number exceeded the 168 cases per year. So what is contingency if that were to happen in the future as part of this contract? Is that being written into the contract? What you'll do if there were 190, 200? I mean, we hope that doesn't happen, but if there's 200 cases, what happens then?
So we believe that this will resolve 95% of the issue. There will, not only in your example, but there are other examples of where these contract attorneys will not be able to handle the case. If there's a situation involving more than 3 co-defendants, we would need to look elsewhere, and those would be addressed on a case-by-case basis.
So the numbers could come in under what they're projecting as well for that.
Correct.
And so it can go over or under. This is just a contract, so that's what it is.
So in that circumstance, you might need to go outside of these contracts
I
and
guess that was
find
your
someone
question.
else.
What happens
Correct.
if it goes over? Yeah.
Right. Does it go back to the old form then that you'll reach out? I mean,
So,
what firm would you use in that case?
well, we also solicited, as part of this process, we sent out a questionnaire to the attorneys in Lebanon County and asked them what kinds of cases they would be willing to accept. So the survey results gave us a couple of individuals who'd be willing to handle criminal cases, so we would reach out to them.
Good. Anything else?